Have you ever wondered what is the definition of democracy? Democracy can be defined as a government chosen by the majority of the people, in which the supreme power is invested in the people and exercised by them directly or indirectly through representation. The term democracy first appeared in ancient Greek political and philosophical thought in the city-state of Athens during classical antiquity. The word itself comes from the combination of demos, which means common people, and kratos, which means strength. Isn't it obvious? This signifies the power of the people to vote for their leader of their own nation.
Biggest democratic election.
Marathon election.
A mammoth undertaking.
The world's biggest exercise in democracy.
Before we delve deeper, let us witness the demonstration of the process in forming the democracy government.
Rise and shine to the viewers of NTV7 News. I am your reporter for this bright morning and will be accompanying you throughout this year's election. Let us see the recent clip of the manifesto on its way to winning the people's heart.
Elections are one of the crucial aspects of democratic government. The government must be representative of the people and responsible to the wishes of society. Before the crucial process of voting, political parties are given the rights to reach out to the electorate by having a duration of campaign period to conduct election campaigns. Any limits have to be within the framework of Supreme Constitution, which guarantees freedom of speech, assembly, and association.
Assalamualaikum and salam satu Malaysia. I am standing here today to declare my party's manifesto to you. First and foremost, our party will be responsible for introducing to you tax cuts and lowering living costs for each one of you. And our party also promised to boost just and fair economic growth and to build a nation which is inclusive, moderate, and excellent at the global stage. That's all for me. Thank you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is our promise to the people of Malaysia. Therefore, do not hesitate to vote for our party in order to fulfill your hopes and build the nation.
Assalamualaikum to all beloved Malaysian people. As the leader of this party, I am here to speak about our forethought, or has been known as manifesto. First of all, if we decide to win this election, we will promise to develop this country from Perlis Indrakayangan to Sarawak Bumi Kenyalang leading to Sabah Negeri di Bawah Bayu, so that not a single area of the people will be left behind. Lastly, please remember that citizens are the ones who determine the future of the country.
Wow, so there you go. Both parties have made a great manifesto and already carry out their duty in this part. Now it is time for us to continue our duty, which is we have to make a decision.
The next step of democracy is voting. Like running for office, it is the special right of citizens of a nation. During elections, citizens vote for the leaders they want to represent them. It is based on the principle of a majority rule. The rule that the will of the majority will prevail and represent the will of the nation. Hence, it overrides the will of the minority, implying that the latter should accept the views of the former. The authority obtained directly from the people. Then, the authority voted by the majority of the people will later become the people's agent, who function solely for the people's interests and not their own.
I don't know which one to choose because both parties promise to take care of the people's welfare. And that's one of the important parts to be a great government of Malaysia, as people's welfare is their number one priority.
I wonder which party is the best. I think I will go with the party which will give lots of benefits for the people owns good and also for the country itself.
I'm so nervous and I'm really confused because they're all good.
The process of democracy is followed by paying taxes, as civic duties in a democracy are mandatory to pay for public resources.
Hey, have you paid your taxes for this year?
Oh no, I have been too busy with my work that I've totally forgotten about that. Meh, but who cares? Even if I pay taxes, it's not like it will make any difference anyway.
Actually, that is incorrect. Your payment of taxes does matter. It provides financial aids for public resources such as food stamps, public school systems.
Jury duty is another democratic process found in nations like Australia, the UK, and the United States. It is an important piece of the right to a fair trial by peers, which is enshrined in the US Constitution. The next process is petitioning and protesting. Communicating with elected officials and petitioning them to dismiss or adopt certain policies is an important democratic process. That can include writing letters, making phone calls, and signing petitions. Have you ever wondered about the characteristic of democracy? It's time to put your question to a halt and hear me out. Democracy is a system for choosing and replacing the government through free and fair elections. Next, democracy consists of active participation of the people as citizens in politics and civic life. Hence, citizens in democracy have not only the rights but also the responsibility to participate in political system that in turn protects their rights and freedoms. Another characteristic of democracy is rule of law, in which the laws and procedures apply equally to all citizens. Of course, what is democracy without the element of protection of the human rights of all citizens, right? Democracies understand that one of their prime functions is to protect such basic human rights as freedom of speech and religion, the right to equal protection under the law, and the opportunity to organize and participate fully in the political, economic, and cultural life of society.
Alhamdulillah, I feel so grateful to be able to practice freedom of religion as a Muslim, as mentioned in Article 11 in Federal Constitution.
Last but definitely not the least, the winning party with the vote of majority will be chosen as the government of the country.
Finally, the long-awaited time has arrived. I know all of us are very excited to know this thrilling news. So, do you think which party will win for this year's election? And the answer is, the winner party for this year's election is the PH party.
Alhamdulillah, on this very bright and beautiful day. Thank you so much. My party PH is very happy and grateful for this win, and I never expected that we can win this year election, because that's not easy for us getting so much, for getting majority support, right?
We are nothing without your support. Thank you so much.
Democracy is not the law for the majority, but is the protection for the minority. Those are the wise words of Albert Camus, a French philosopher. And we plan to implement his words into your future. Ladies and gentlemen, we are earnestly honored to be given such a great chance to contribute to our beloved country. Do not hesitate to put your trust in our party. Thank you.
How does the government operate the country in terms of its policies? In general, policies clarify as a plan or strategy meant for guidance or decision resulting in rational outcomes. Government policies or public policies are rules or principles to guide the resolution for better results or outcomes. It is an essential function of government, hence it contains reasons and why it is done in a certain way, including the leads to procedures on how it ought to be done in a specific appropriate manner. Based on Austin Rainey, who was an American political scientist, views government's policy as setting guidelines for any action.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision on introducing 5,000 ringgit annual subsidy per low-income family at registered private clinic has been finalized according to policies. There are several policies to mark specific issues. First, regulatory policies, which is to control or monitor the society. And next, the distributive or poverty policies, which is to help society. The redistributive policies are we call to restructure the economy, and security policies, which is to maintain peace. And last, economy, education, health, and national budget are some of the policies. We are so glad and cannot wait to launch this project for the sake for our people.
Policies are slightly different from law, whereas law bases to regulate or govern the citizens of the country, while policies act as a cause of action to prevent any issues. In those countries favoring democracy, the government is the entity that has the authority to enact the law, make up policies, and devote resources. Although public policies obtain from three branches of government, however, they are essentially passed through the executive branch. Even though it has been said that policies and law are two different components, however, the law is a vital aspect of public policies. As a group that holds responsibilities toward the country, the government manages the country with policies that have been created to comply
Our
with
country's newest National Transportation Policy, NTP 2019 until 2030, aims to achieve 40% of public transport usage by the end of 2030.
Democracy system allows the citizens to choose the government and prevent the monopoly of authority. Democracy could lead to instability for a country, as it is all about political competition and power play. Politicians may do anything to get the support from the majority of people, including corruption.
I will do anything in my willpower to gain support from the people and bring down PH. Oh no, if the new party take over our country, the economy of our country will be jeopardized.
Fret not, our party is not going anywhere. This nation and you will still be safe and sound under our governance.